Hey, good morning, my friends. Good Friday morning. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa, and we'll give you the weekend forecast here. And I guess one of the big clues to my forecast should be that it's starting to get really bone dry. We haven't had a really good rain in a lot of places in quite a while. So you are going to have to continue to water. I'm going to show you that drought is actually starting to spread across the Midwest, including what I feel Michigan the drought is going to spread into. I'll show that to you in just a moment here. We'll take a look at a little bit at the weekend, and of course we'll take a look at our Friday. One of the best things to do on these bigger items is just leave the hose there and let it soak it down, and that's the best thing we can do. And you know, there's always this thought that the stressed trees change quicker, and I've got a perfect example right here. Okay, see these trees back behind the pond? I moved these in the spring. I've kept them watered. You know, I'm not gonna say I've watered them as well as Mother Nature could have done, but notice the maples there, all stressed. They're alive, but they're out of sync and they're changing colors early. This is near the Frankenmuth area. So definitely I think there is a real good idea that stressed things definitely are changing a little early. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, let's take a look at what's going on here. And all right, we're back. So this is the radar forecast, and bear with me here. Good morning from Flint. Okay, so here's the radar forecast. The only thing that we have going on today is maybe later this afternoon there are hints of just a stray shower. This would be 6 o'clock this evening coming across the Traverse City area. I would probably guess it's not going to happen, not going to reach the ground. Apple crop early, cold hard winter on the way. Okay, yeah, my apple crop back there was early too. Maybe that's one of those folklore weather sayings. And I did write a post yesterday about a La Nina that is developing. Hey, Dan Faulkner from Nashville, Tennessee. Good morning, and good morning to Renita from Detroit and Sharon from Saginaw Township. Here are the high temperatures for today. And you could see Detroit, Ann Arbor, Flint, Jackson, Lansing, all about 80 degrees. Grand Rapids, 83. Kalamazoo, 81, so low 80s. You get up to the Saginaw Valley, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, 83, 84. How long will this warm weather last? Asked Renita. It looks like warmer than normal weather will last for at least the next 10 days, maybe 14 days, maybe 21 days. Okay, so it's pretty much an extended period. Not all 80s, but a lot of mid to upper 70s. And bear in mind, we're losing power from the sun, so the normal high, the average high temperature is going down a degree every several days. It's going to be a great weekend, yes, for this time of the year. 85 in Traverse City this afternoon, 83 in Alpena. Up across the UP, temperatures in the 70s. Now the Keweenaw Peninsula is getting a few showers, and so you're going to be cooler there with temperatures in the 60s. Any idea on the first frost? Nicholas wants to know. I'm guessing that it's gonna be probably somewhere between October 7th and 14th in the lower peninsula, and that's just based on the fact that I don't see it for the next 2 weeks. I do see cold air building up in Canada, so I think once we make a pattern shift again, we'll get our first frost, unless, of course, there's always the possibility that this is a permanent semi-permanent as far as weather goes, shift to warmer than normal temperatures. We've had cooler than normal temperatures, I would say, since late June. It's slightly cool. August was quite a bit cooler than normal, but there's been a lot of heat out in the Dakotas, and there's been a lot of heat out in Canada, and as a result, if that shifts, we could get into the warmer than normal weather pattern. And again, we're losing the power of the sun, so 90s are going to be real hard, 80s are going to be possible, upper 80s are going to be hard to do, but it's possible. Okay. Renita says, I will keep the pool open a few more weeks. Yes, definitely. Okay, now on to a little longer pattern here. That's right, another top down on the Jeep day. That is a perfect way to describe this this weather. Are we going to have wicked weather? I wrote a post about that yesterday. If you go on to MLive, you should see it over on the right on one of the most read. No one think it's bad? Climate change, not normal for our beloved state. You know, I'm going to agree with you that there's climate change and it's not good, and I think that it is probably man-made, but I don't think that we can say this period right here is necessarily brought on by climate change. Yeah, we can't separate, and we got to start to realize that we can't use the tune that I just said. You know, every little bit of abnormal pattern can't always be shrugged off as we always have abnormal patterns, because when you start to stack a bunch of abnormal patterns together in a year, then you know you start looking at, yeah, the climate is changing. Okay, the one thing I want to show you, this is the total rainfall forecast for the next 5 days. Next 5 days, okay? And a few places are looking at maybe a ½ inch to maybe, if you're lucky, an inch, and up north a ½ inch, but this is about where I live. And yeah, look at that. We're talking 2/10, 1/10, maybe nothing, maybe 3/10. So we are going to definitely stay dry. Hey, I got to share the beautiful sunrise with you this morning. Look at that. Hopefully it doesn't fry my iPhone. But yeah, the haze in the air and a beautiful sunrise over areas east of Saginaw. Alrighty. And finally, I'm going to leave you with this. Nicholas Smith, are there any more hurricanes in the Atlantic? Yes, there is Hurricane Jose, and it's going to just kind of meander out there, and it's tough to tell, but I think it will have some impact on the U.S. Coastline. This is the Drought Monitor. This is what is called abnormally dry in southern Michigan. I feel that will be spreading here in the next week or two. Time for fishing. You got that right, buddy. Look at Illinois, all abnormally dry with some moderate drought in there. Look at Iowa, abnormally dry, moderate drought, severe drought, and the red is now extreme drought. So the drought is starting to show up in the Midwest, including Michigan, and the pattern that we have is not a really wet pattern. So I think that we may be in that trend that we're heading toward a drought period, unless the weather pattern starts to change. Lisa says she's a sunshine girl. I like that. It should be a t-shirt for you. Okay, so what we have today is we have fantastic weather. If you like sunshine, summery temperatures, 78 to 83 in the lower peninsula, and it looks like that kind of weather, same kind of weather, is going to continue right on into the weekend. Have yourself some fun. We'll talk to you Monday. Bye.